Palia finally dropped a roadmap, which is awesome. A lot of people are very excited. I know the moment they dropped it, my Discord went ape, and I can't wait to dive into it today. Well, they've already kind of dived into it with their own YouTube video, which is that's a first, but I'm still gonna do it. But they just dropped the Palia Path Roadmap Summer 2025, and in the dev roadmap, it talks about the next patch, which is the Radiance Rising patch 0.192. The next patch is going to include Piksii Blossom Bounce, Hunt for Prison's Beard Treasure, a pet and a pet perk, which is the courier pet function, and it's going to be a free pet. From the looks of it, it's going to be a Galder pup. Then we finally got the Palium Storage Upgrade, which takes from 10,000 to 14,000. Not that big of an upgrade like everyone wanted, but I do think since we have Platinum in the game, I do think we'll eventually get Platinum storage, so that's going to be great. New plushes and decor. And that update is coming Thursday, June 12th. And we'll cover all that in that day's video, but today we're going to pretty much be focusing on the roadmap. And there are a few really big things on here, but the first one we're going to be tackling is Animal Husbandry. I have been begging, not even just me, almost everyone has been begging for Animal Husbandry, and it's finally coming this year, and we have a lot of news dropped about it today. And the way they described it is they're trying to develop this game kind of like other games that have Animal Husbandry, Stardew Valley, and Harvest Moon, where you actually have to develop a friendship with your animal. You actually develop a relationship. They also state that your friends can come over and help take care of your animals, which is great. They said they're only going to be starting with an Ormu and a Piksii, and it seems like you're going to be able to raise them from the young until they're older. And obviously the Piksii going to lay eggs. And how they're going to be doing with the Ormus and the Piksii is you're going to raise an Ormu to see if it could be, ready for the state fair. And for Piksii, it seems as though you're going to be trying to get unique traits and unique, coats. Is it coats for feathers? A unique look. So they're going to have these traits and everything passed down. I think that's really cool because that really is Animal Husbandry in its core. And it's going to be working very similar to how gardening and going to the house and help building the plot together, they're going to be able to come over and help take care of your animals with you. Also, I saw they are testing out certain features, and there's something called a hangry mode, which actually looks kind of cool. The Piksii looks like they're shooting fire out of their ass. And then obviously they're testing with, pigs and everything, because they did say there's going to be possibly more coming in the future. And also looking at their video, you can tell that we're going to be able to drop our own barns on the plot. These barns actually look spacious as hell, but some people are definitely going to have to reorganize their plot. However, a lot of people want this. It's a sacrifice you're going to have to take, but I'm very excited for what animals they add in as time progresses because I want me some ducks. But this is the biggest feature I've been wanting for a long time, and they did say that it's coming by the end of this year. So I'm very excited for that. So then on to the next bit of information. They talk about their current housing system and how it's kind of been a little bit difficult to work with. So they pretty much stated that they're working out another way for us to create unique houses. They had the concepts up, they had different assets shown across the screen, even add in other stories and additional rooms to the top bit of the stories. It showed different types of roofing options, different placement of doors, which I thought was really cool. They didn't say this is coming by the end of this year, but they're going to be sharing more by the end of this year. So I'm very excited for the information released about that, because now when I visit any plots whatsoever, I sort of know what you're going to be working with, from the start, with a Grand Harvest house or something along those lines. So with this, I would love to see the unique housing designs on top of plot tours. And after that, we're going to be talking about Ulfe, his friendship, and the expanding story of the Elderwoods. Like I said previously, the Elderwoods story isn't done. We pretty much got, I would say, 1/4 of the story, possibly maybe a half of the story. So they're gonna be adding more to that by the end of this year. And I think a lot of people are excited because when I'm streaming, people talk about they love the Elderwoods, they love the new story, but it is definitely not finished and it left them on a cliffhanger. Yeah, that's obviously going to happen. The game is going to be constantly expanding, and the Elderwoods expansion was pretty much just opening up the new adventure zone and starting to continue the new story, if that makes any sense. So then they stated that since we want a lot of story, we want more to the Elderwoods, they're going to be adding in more story per content update. It's going to be bite-sized though. However, I'll take what we can get. But starting in fall, they're going to have season-based content, which is something I've been asking for. It feels like that just fits in a game like Palia. Season-based content where it's not just, like they said, Winter Lights and the Lunar New Year event, but having things themed during the entire time. And also, if you notice, when they picked the apple, they had a little doohickey thing, like a spring or a summer leaf around it with additional apples. So maybe during certain seasons you get bonus of whatever you're doing. I mean, same thing with the fish in the mall. There was a fall wrapped around it. I don't know what the bonus would be, but there seems to be bonuses attached to certain things for certain seasons. Love that idea. I think that's perfect. Next thing I want is weather. I'm hoping weather comes with seasons, just like The Sims. But with these seasons, they'll provide a larger patch. So obviously we're going to add in maybe a season-based storyline as well. A lot of content focusing towards that time. Honestly, all this seems like it's making Palia more immersive, more of a living world. And then there's more plushes. Rock Hopper plushes, a lot of stuff. All that is close. But let's talk about what's a little bit far away. I'm very excited for two major things. One, there is going to be co-op building and living in Palia coming. Something that players have been wanting for so long is a co-op housing plot. You'll be able to live with your homies. You get to stay there together, wave and go howdy doody. You get to do everything as one, which will be great for gardening, animal husbandry, all that fun. I know the community is going to be very excited for this. I know I am, because now me and my girlfriend can share a plot. Hey! And then lastly, they announced that they're starting on the next adventure zone. Right off the rip, right after finishing Elderwoods, they are starting on the next zone, which is very, very important. I'm hoping it's the plains. It just fits in the lore, but I could be wrong. I know a lot of people are wanting Bahari City, but I don't think it's going to be Bahari City. The world needs to be bigger. There needs to be just more of everything for Bahari City to happen. They would need a gigantic area. They would need to fill it with cities. They would need to fill it with walking NPCs, make other players there, other places to go into. Just Bahari City would be very, very difficult, I think, on the scale Palia is at right now. But for a simple adventure zone that is about the size of Bahari that everyone could benefit from would be the plains. But all this is absolutely amazing, and I'm very thankful. But there's one thing I want to read that I feel like is very important from this post. And they stated, we teamed up with Microsoft's gaming accessibility testing service to run a deep dive audit of Palia. Their mission, spotlight the most promising accessibility gaps, map out a clear workflow for our development team to address, and guide us toward adding features that truly move the needle for players. The first wave of fixes with the Radiance Rising update, with even more improvements queued for the patches that follow. I'm really hoping with that, it will really, really dim down on the bugs. But I'm not going to say that's going to dim down the bugs. It is Palia after all, but one can remain hopeful. I'm very excited for all this that's on the roadmap, and there's a lot more that's coming. The roadmap is pretty much stating these are the major things, but there's going to be a few things in the middle that will be implemented as well that I'm very excited for. But yeah, we finally got the roadmap. This feels really good. I feel like Palia is heading in the right direction. Let me know what you guys think about the roadmap in the comments down below. But while you guys are down there commenting, be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you know when I upload a video. If you know the exact moment I upload a video, be sure to join the Discord. The Discord is a super happy, friendly, and welcoming place. And if you're watching this right now, this very second, there's a chance I'm streaming on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/Perzival. Perzival. I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you like podcasts, specifically true crime and paranormal podcasts, I got one. It's called What Dwells Beneath. It is me in a more serious light, less jokey, more stabby. You can find it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And last but not least, I have all sorts of social media. Be sure to follow me on TikTok, Instagram, X, all that fun. But yeah, that's the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!